All right, all you folks out there with the financial independence, retire early community, money management, getting close to retirement. Hey, a couple videos ago, I had the topic I covered was how to mentally handle a downturn in the market. And that was really all in your head stuff, which is a big, big deal. How not to panic during a bear market. It's titled that. It's like three or four ago. Several comments saying, "Hey Joe, what about all these actions you can take?" And my comments were, "Hey, I was just trying to handle the mental things, not really the action you need to take in advance and the action you need to take during a bear market." So, hey, I thought I'd make a video with that as the topic. So, you know, recognizing that a bear market can come, what do you do? Okay, in preparation. Okay, this is before the bear. This is just normal good times in the stock market. Get to zero debt, folks. I know there's pros and cons of paying off your mortgage. Peace of mind, all the mental things. Get rid of your mortgage. And there's all these arguments. Hey, don't pay it off and invest it in the stock market. You can get 12%. Yeah, you can get 12%. You can also get, get really hammered hard if you have an extended bear market. So, I believe in zero debt. I have zero debt on altogether. I pay off my credit cards every month, no car. I believe in paying cash for a car. And I like getting used cars. Occasionally I'll get a new one. I like to have one great car for the family, but I'm currently driving an '05. My wife drives a 12, 2012. So, just no debt is a great place to great action to have, both for mentally and for being able to handle the actions you need during a bear market. Then look for waste. I constantly, some of you have to listen to some of my reliability maintenance videos. I've been trained and have been an executor in organizations of driving out inefficiencies and waste. So look for those wastes in healthcare, as an example. My company healthcare in retirement, I spent over 30 years. I had a company healthcare. It was twice what I can get on the outside, and just do your research. Look at Obamacare. That's not what I have. I have Indiana Farm Bureau, and I'm paying less than $900 a month for my wife and I. Great plan. That includes dental, includes vision. Another waste was cable. My wife and I rarely watched cable, but it was $200 a month. We finally turned into streamers. And there's a lot of contracted services. While I was working, I had my career, I was busy and loving it. But I contracted out certain things like painting, maybe been some plumbing activity, appliance repair. I do a lot of stuff myself. There's some basics you can do. I could easily pay somebody to paint, but I don't. I just do all that work myself. Shampooing carpets. Put in some landscape lighting. Just did that all myself. Probably saved maybe 80% doing that work myself. I put it in a wood floor myself. Took a long time, but I had the time and enjoyed doing it. There's a lot of satisfaction in doing that work yourself. Check out your memberships, your gym memberships, your streaming services that you got. In the future, I'm going to have a video on my gym. I have a home gym. I had parts of this, I guess, in a previous one. I just have home appliances, equipment. Most of it I bought used. Some of it, I would say half of it was given to me. Another thing, this was a big deal for me, but I had 4 adult children. I was doing a lot of subsidizing of them, trying to get them off on the right foot, helping them. Things like paying for their phones, their auto insurance, moving them, when they moved from one place to another, hey, Dad, rent a U-Haul truck. All those things. I just said, hey, you guys got great jobs. They got very good jobs, and very proud of them. All engineers from Purdue, and just cut all that stuff out. So I'm not trying to live cheap at all. I just like good value. Okay. And then I got to stop subsidizing what I'm not in position to subsidize and going forward. So look for that waste. The third item under preparation is look for extra income opportunities. And this is really, and when to retire early, folks, if you're retiring at 45, 55, 50, whatever it happens to be, I really, you know, to support your why, your purpose here on earth, your sense of fulfillment, look for that hobby that you can make a little bit of money at. I always talk about this. It keeps you engaged just in case there's a 10, 15, 20-year bear market, you still have a skill, you know? I make a little money through YouTube. I think, I've made probably $4,000 in the last 3 months, something like that. So it's a little money. It's, probably minimum wage with what I invest in these videos. But I did write a book, and I brought in maybe $2,000 profit from my book that I wrote. I do some consulting, I have some electronic products, sorry, they're all in the links below, where how to write a resume, how to interview, and how to ask for a raise. Those things, I make money on all those. They're kind of hobbies. I'd say mainly hobbies, mainly passions of mine, but I've turned them into an income stream that's really nice. And that definitely helps in bad times, but it also keeps my skills honed in something I'm good at. Um, for whenever that downturn helps, having that secondary income is great. Because, say, and I'm not trying to prepare for Armageddon, but if you're in a 20-year bear market, I've got skills that I've been continuing to hone, okay? This is especially true if you retire early, like 40, 45, 55. If you retire at 65, you got Social Security to rely on, you're probably going to be okay. Now, during the bear market, say you're in the middle of this bear market and, you're 1, 2, 3 years in, you got your bucket strategy you're working on. You're saying, man, I only got 4 years in my bucket. What do I do in the depths of this bear? Because it's looking like it's going to go on for a long time. One of the things my wife and I do, and, planning on doing, it's really haven't had to deal with this. I've only been retired 3 years and stock market's been doing good. But, we like to travel, but do more driving vacations off season. You travel off season and drive, you can save a lot of money, versus going on a cruise or going to Europe or, these big extravagant dream bucket list vacations. Drive to Utah. Another one, just to be very specific, my wife and I like using Priceline. We would our example, driving to Utah, we did not book our hotels in advance. Didn't know how long we'd stay places. We went in April, it was off season. And Priceline has this pick three. So if we just booked a hotel through, hotels.com, something like that, say a hotel would be $150. We do this pick three, and they would say, hey, here's 3 hotels, the Hampton Inn, Holiday Inn, and the, what's that, Best Western. And it would say, $82. And you'd have to accept whichever one they picked. I don't know how the software works in the background, but I think they, propose prices to them. $82. We're staying at at Hampton Inn. And, you're saving 40, 50% by having that flexibility, traveling off season, last minute bookings. Okay. Saves a lot of money. Really, really valuable. We do that even during good stock market times. Go out to lunch instead of dinner. If my wife and I like to go out to eat, we probably go out to eat 4 times a week. But we tend to go, most of the time, we go out for lunch. My wife and I love it. Restaurants are not crowded, cheaper prices. It's fantastic. So you can go out to eat twice as much for half the price. Okay. Something to think about. Also, looking at our budget, we can hunker down. And hunker down, that's a Midwestern term, maybe. We can easily go to 50% of our budget, 50%, because I have no debt. You dial things down and, it won't be great living. But if you're in a 7, 8, 10 year bear market and you've worked through your bucket one and you've halfway through your bucket two, and it looks like it's going to continue on for a long time, having all your debts paid off and going down to 50% is better than most people are going to be. Okay. So, one of the, items that would trigger at that point, cut and spend it, we give away a lot of money. We give a lot to charities, um, organizations. I'm president of a nonprofit. All those things we'd have to unfortunately dial back to. We're in a position, 8 years out of 10 to donate a good amount of money, but we'd have to hunker down and just pay utilities, taxes, and food, and that's rough. That's right at about 50%. So how long can you continue going at 50%? A long time, especially when you subsidize that with some part-time work in a passion area. I can't stress that enough. I don't want to get a lot of comments say, Joe, if you're going to just work, why don't you just keep working? Folks, I think I worked less than 10 days in 2021. 10 days. Okay. So, some of the comments say, Joe, it sounds like you're still working. No, you're not understanding. I'm not doing a good job of communicating. I'm working about 10 days during the year. I probably have had, 30 phone calls of 1 hour, somewhere in that, I don't know, somewhere around that range. I really don't keep track of the money, but not the actual calls, but about 30 calls that were from home on my schedule whenever I wanted, day or evening, weekends, whenever I wanted. I scheduled those calls. I wrote my book on my free time, make YouTube videos whenever I want. I'm doing those out of passion projects. And that, boy, isn't that nice it's nice during good times, you add a little spice to your vacations during good times and your spending and your giving. But during bad times, it allows you to really make it through those very easily, cutting your expenses down 50% and maybe just ticking up your part-time work. So I described my part-time, work. You may think of something totally different, but make sure it's a passion. Make sure you love doing it. Make sure you do it for no money. What would you do for no money? That's your indication that it's a passion project for you. Could be, say you're a handyman around the house. Hey, put a handyman sign out, start a little LLC, and put up mailboxes for people. Change smoke alarms out. Fix a handrail, fix a door cabinet that's broken, change a light fixture, things like that. Charge $75 an hour, man, and people are glad to pay it. So that's kind of the actions I would take in preparation for an extended bear market. Take those now, and then what would I do in a bear market? Got those actions. So hopefully this helps. This is Joe out.